Hey guys, welcome to my first ever 30-day drawing challenge, where I'm going to attempt to learn to draw something over the next 30 days. So back in January, I made a New Year's resolution to draw better. It was a pretty vague resolution and one of those ones that I just never ended up starting. Fast forward to a few months ago, and I really wanted to tackle this resolution of mine. The first resolution was way too vague, so I decided to focus on something that I just didn't like drawing, and humans was something that I hated drawing. So in this 30-day challenge, I'm going to focus on drawing the male figure. So the first thing I decided to do was my day 0 drawing. So 30 days ago, if someone asked me to draw a male figure, this is what I would have done. Zero planning, zero warm-up, just literally draw it from the top to the bottom. And yeah, looking back, it's not the greatest drawing. So I tried to give him a bit of an action pose, hence the arms and legs kind of flailed out like that. It didn't take me too long, about 15 minutes, but even if I had spent an hour on this, it wouldn't have looked much better. For the first few days, I focused mainly on the head. So at this point, I started to use reference pictures just to get the proportions right, and I noticed my drawings got a lot better in these first few days. So yeah, very few of the things I drew over this challenge were original. Almost everything used either a book, a website, or a YouTube channel to influence a lot. Over the course of the challenge, you'll notice I use a lot of the same materials. So I don't want to focus so much on color or shading, mostly the line work, proportions, so I kept it pretty simple with just a pencil and a black pen. Additionally, you're going to see I tend to draw the same character over and over again. I didn't change the body type too much, I just really want to keep it consistent just to really see if I improved over the 30 days. Day 3, I made my first attempt at drawing a full figure with a reference. So yeah, pretty stiff here, but I mean honestly this is probably the best looking male figure I've ever drawn in my life, so I'm pretty happy with that. Over the next few days, I tried a few more full body pictures, nothing fancy here, a couple different poses. I tend to struggle a lot with shoes for some reason, can't get the feet to look right, and hair. I'm not happy with the hair so far that I'm drawing. So day 6 rolled around, and this was probably the worst day for me of the challenge. So I was really happy with the previous day's improvements, and I really want to try to focus on hair today, get better at drawing hair. And everything I tried just did not work out. I was drawing the head straight on, I was doing a 3/4 view, and it just didn't work out. Really frustrated on day 6. It was honestly the first time I actually wanted to quit this challenge. So I didn't want to repeat day 6, so day 7 I went back to the full body picture. I gave this guy a bald head just to not have a repeat the day before. Not super happy with this one, but it was better than day 6. On day 8, I really refocused myself. So my end goal here is to get a lot better at drawing comic book cartoon style characters. And for the first week, I was focusing more on the realistic stuff. So day 8, I started with more of a comic book style in mind. Went with a 3/4 view here. Pretty happy with how this one turned out overall. On day 9, I did another cartoon style character. So I essentially redrew my day 0 guy with a reference. Really happy with the way this one turned out. And then I don't know why, but I had 2 great days in a row, and then day 10, just this monstrosity. So I tried to focus on faces here again. The first one wasn't awful, but the second one I tried to do a 3/4 view, and it didn't work out at all. Day 11 was my first real action pose. So I have my cartoon guy here running. Overall, very happy. His torso, his legs don't really line up properly there, but other than that, I'm really happy with this drawing. And yeah, really happy with that action pose, so for day 12, I decided to try another one. This one, I had my character walking away from us, and it just did not work out, as you can see. Day 13 was another comic book style character. I like the shoes here. This is probably one of the first ones where I actually liked the shoes. The hair was not bad. It just overall was a much better day than the day before. For day 14, I went back to a headshot. So overall, this is a bit of a mixed bag. I love the hair in this one. The face, not so much. I found a really nice reference drawing with some funky shading. Wanted to try to mimic that. So yeah, those are not sideburns, that's shading alongside there, but just it didn't turn out well in this one here, I don't think. Days 15 through 17 were actually a pretty similar character, just in 3 different poses. So I'm pretty happy with all 3 of them. Day 15 was probably my favorite. I do feel I'm getting a lot more consistent now. I'm getting a lot better at noticing mistakes early on in the drawing, during the planning stages, fixing those a lot earlier. So really happy overall with the proportions and just the way these 3 pictures looked. Day 18 really surprised me. This is probably one of the first ones that I stood back and I was pretty impressed with myself. So a few mistakes here and there. The top of the head isn't quite symmetrical, but other than that, it's a really good drawing, I think. It didn't take long at all. This was maybe 15 minutes, but pretty proud of this one. I tried a pretty similar pose for my day 19 picture. Not so impressed here. I do love the way the shirt collar turned out here, but other than that, not so happy with this picture. For day 20, I went back to more of a cartoon style. So I really am happy with the hair in this one, love the expression, just overall a really nice piece, I think. With day 21, I was really impressed as I was penciling. I was thinking this was going to be my best picture of the challenge, and I don't know how I didn't notice this sooner, but as soon as I started to ink, I noticed his head was way too small. I mean, if you ignore that fact, I'm really happy with this picture. Over the next 6 days, I ended up getting really busy in real life, so I had maybe 15-20 minutes tops to draw every night. So you'll notice some pretty basic drawings here, nothing too fancy. I don't think I really improved that much. Not surprisingly, my least favorite drawing happened during this period. That was day 22, but actually my favorite drawing, day 25, also happened during this period. For day 28, I realized I had 3 days left. I wanted to do a full body shot for each of the next 3 days, so this is my first effort here. Not too shabby, again, not too happy with the hair or the shoes, but other than that and the overall head shape, I'm pretty happy with this guy. With day 29, I think the pressure might have got to me. So I should have caught these mistakes way sooner, but the proportions are all wrong. The arms are way too long, legs are too short. There are a lot of things I do like in this picture. The feet are pretty decent, the hair is not too bad, the face in general is not too bad, but overall I'd say I'm fairly disappointed with this guy. I always knew that on day 30 I was going to redraw my day 0 character. So for this one here I tried to use as few references as possible. I used a reference for the overall pose, but beyond that I didn't use anything. I'm going to say it's definitely not my best drawing of the challenge, but it's probably within the top 10, I'd say. So the torso, happy with that. The legs, not so much. Again, the feet, the shoes, I don't know what those are there. The hair, the face, not happy there. But overall, for sure, an improvement over my day 0 drawing. So overall, I'm very happy with my progress here. I didn't draw a whole lot over the last 30 days. I maybe averaged half an hour every day, so it wasn't a huge time investment, but I feel like I improved quite a bit. I feel like my biggest improvements did come in the first half of the challenge. During the second half, I kind of lost steam. I feel like I didn't have a structured idea of what I wanted to draw every day, so if I were to do it again, I would either do a shorter challenge or else have a more structured challenge, say, day 1 through 5, focus on the head, day 5 through 10, the arms, something like that, just so I knew what I was drawing every day ahead of time. If you got to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. I don't know what is next for me. I definitely want to do another art challenge in the future. I'm open to suggestions, so let me know. And thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.